Hello everybody, Jen with Scrapping Under the Influence. I am here with my latest project for you. There is a kit available for this. This is the Say Cheese Classic Pooh Birthday, and what I have done is a 4x6 tag album. So this collection was a mini collection. So there, in the collection kit, you have the full 12x12 sticker sheet, but then there's one each of 6 different papers. Okay, so it's not 12 like a full kit, or full collection kit. So for this kit, you will get the acrylic album, the ring, you'll get the tool, you'll get the Classic Pooh, Say Cheese Classic Pooh Birthday paper collection. You'll get the big bits, and you'll get the number bits, which I didn't put the number bits on my project because that's a little more specified to you when you get your kit and you make this. But let's take a quick flip through this. This thing got real chunky real fast. I literally popped up like one thing, and you absolutely could pop up more. I chose not to. But that's, you know, up to you. So on the front here, I have taken the little Pooh and Piglet floating with their balloons from one of the 12x12 papers and backed that on craft cardstock and fussy cut that out for just a little, you know, kind of kinetic element on the front of my tag album. I got those caught like right there on that edge. So the first page, of course, is your, how did I get glue on that? Oh my gosh, I don't know, that's crazy. It must have been on my desk and stuck to the album. Your acrylic album, this will come with the masking on it, just to protect it in transit while you're working on it. The tutorial we will walk through, you know, how you're going to make your tags, what I have done to decorate my tags. The cutting guide for this will be a diagram style cutting guide where I'm going to show you on the individual papers what you're going to, how I cut them. If you want to follow along exactly, of course, you can always change it up. It's entirely up to you. And so we've got the big bits pieces there. I've got one of the stickers from the sticker sheet on the back. So what I'm going to do is go through the fronts of the tags, and then we'll rotate this and go through the backs of the tags. So this is one of the papers in the collection. Here we've got one of the cut aparts that we've just made a little booklet for, and you'll have, of course, your cardstock to do this. In the kit, you've got your stickers, another photo mat with the stickers there, one of the tag cut aparts, this cute crossword piece that is in the big bits, this large tag that is also in the big bits, which is why I decided to do a tag album with this one. This is one of the 4x6 cut aparts, and it was just super cute as is, so I just, you know, did my little cuts on the top to make it into a tag and just left it as is. We've got another little pocket here with another little booklet for photos, that is. Another one of the tag cut aparts. I've got the number page cut aparts, or number page that I've cut into a tag. Here we've got another, man, I was all over with the glue last night. 3x4 cut apart made into a little booklet we've just attached to the front of the tag. There's another one of our tag cut aparts. 4x4 that we've done as a flap. Another 4x4 and some of the extra big bits pieces. I think I used everything in the big bits except like 3 pieces. We've got Pooh here with his little banner, and on the other side we've got Piglet with the other half of the banner. So that was from the big bits that we did cut in half. This is the only thing I popped up because I was like, this thing's already going to be like hugely chunky. I'm not going to make it any chunkier at this point. Another tag cut apart, another tag made from the numbers page. We've got another pocket with another little photo booklet. Another little flap made from just the cut aparts, and same there. Another tag cut apart. This is again the back side of the number sheet. This one I had to keep that intact because it's just too cute. So you have a little pull out, and I did add photo mats on the back side. I left this as is in case you wanted to leave it this way, but you could absolutely add your photos there as well. This is the other 4x6 cut apart that again I just, you know, made it into a tag. We've got another nice big photo spot, and then we are at the back. So we're going to turn it around. So again, just, you know, more of the same. You've got, these are loose to be able to slide a picture underneath, but this is from the big bits. You will get, as well as the paper collection, one sheet of dandelion and one sheet of cornflower color vibe to make your tag bases from. So with those alone, you end up with 12 tag bases, and then using, you know, various other papers from the collection kit, you end up with another like 8 tags. So I had 20 tags total, not including the little cut apart guys. So I've taken the border sticker here and just trimmed that off and put it at the top of a photo mat. Took the happy birthday stickers there. I took the border sticker that's on the sticker sheet and cut it down to put it on the bottom of 2 of the tags. There. We've got another little flip and another flip, and, you know, a sticker from the sticker sheet. And then again, there's Pooh and Piglet and their banner. Here's another one of the pattern pages that's, you know, cut to a tag, backside of the cut aparts. Another photo mat, which somehow didn't get any stickers on that one. That's crazy. Another, you know, backside of the number paper. One of the tag cut aparts. Again, just one of the big bits that was just too cute. It needed to be just a focal point. You know, backside of a cut apart. This is the backside of the tag from the big bits. You could absolutely add something on here. I chose to leave it blank. And again, we've got our stickers from the sticker sheet. There's the backside of the tag cut apart again. Another photo mat there. Eeyore, which we did have to cut off Eeyore's rear end because he hung too far off the tag, but that's okay. We've got, you know, another one of the flips, and then we are back to the front of the album. So the tutorial starts next. The kit is available in my shop right now, and let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to go through what you're going to cut, and then we'll come back through and work on decorating and assembly and whatnot. So you have your cornflower and your dandelion color vibe papers. You're going to cut those into 6 4x6 each. Okay, I've just got them kind of stacked, alternating. With this paper, you are going to cut 4 1/4 up from the bottom so that you have that whole little border strip intact. And then you're going to cut from the top down 6 inches and cut 3 pieces that are 4x6, okay? And put those with your color vibe mats. This piece you're just going to set aside. This piece you're going to set aside, okay? From this piece, I think he was on this side. Yes. From this piece, you're going to cut a piece off of the right-hand side that is 2 3/4, okay? What I want you to then do with this one is, I'll pick up my scissors. I'm going to just cut this off about right there, We can save that to maybe use later, I'm not sure. Okay, because we're gonna fussy cut this, but before you fussy cut this, out of your pack, you will have a little stack of these 4x12 pieces. These are cutoffs that I get when I order my cardstock, so this project was perfect to put some of these in. A couple of my kits, I think I've put these in as like some photo mats, just like some bonus photo mats. But you're gonna want one of these. You're gonna glue this down onto it, give it a few minutes to dry, and then fussy cut it because we want it reinforced, okay? So you're gonna do that. I'm gonna set that one aside. Your cut-aparts, we've got the page that's got all of the little tags on the bottom, and if you've purchased the kit, you've got the cutting guide. You have the pictures of what you're actually trying to accomplish here. And then it's got the 3 4x4 pieces, and then it's got 4 3x4s. Okay, so you're going to cut all of those apart, and then again from your 4x12s, you're going to cut 2 pieces that are 4x8, and you're going to cut 4 that are 6x4. Okay, and put those with these cut aparts when you've got them cut apart. I've been kind of hemming and hawing how I was actually going to do this tutorial, so like I realize it's absolute chaos on my desk right now, but this is why, because I was trying to figure out the best way to go about doing this one. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside. Your other cut apart sheet, on the top row, you want to leave these 2 attached. So you've got 2 4x6 pieces. These we are going to score, and probably, I'm not sure if they're just going to be a flap or if we're going to tuck them into something. I have not decided yet. Okay, you want your 2 4x6s, and then you want your 4 3x4s. Okay, and again, you want 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, 4x6. So that'll be 2 of those sheets cut down to 4x6. Okay. And I'm going to clip all of those together. Okay. Other than that, the only other thing you're going to want to do, you're going to glue this and fussy cut. You're going to take all of these and be mindful on these top 3 that have the balloons that you've got them the right side up. Before you take the masking off of your chipboard album, okay, I want you to lay them on here. And you can do one of the cardstock pieces and then use that as a guide. You can do them all one by one. It's entirely up to you. You're going to mark where your center is. You're going to mark where you're going to cut this off. So, because it is acrylic and you can use it as a guide, instead of marking where those go, you're still going to have to mark where you're going to punch your hole in the center there. But you can, as long as you're careful, just come along here with your craft knife and just cut those off. Okay? You're going to do that on all of these 4x6, so the Color Vibe, and then the 3 that have the balloons on them. Okay, so you're going to do that on all of those. So go ahead and prep all of that, and then we'll come back and we'll start putting this together. Okay, so I kind of have my tags laid out. The only other thing I'm going to cut is you've got this piece that's got the plaid on the back, or the gingham on the back, and then the little streamers on the front. I am going to cut this one to 5 and 5, and then cut those into 4-inch. If you wanted to make these into additional 4x6 tags, you absolutely could do this. I'm just going to use these for some mats here and there. Not sure where yet. At this point, with what we had done previously, we've got 15 tags total. So it's up to you. Adding this would give you, if you made 6 more, that'd give you 21. And then if you did the same with your rest of your leftovers, would be what, 27 and like 31 tags total. So it's entirely up to you. That's kind of the beauty of doing tag albums, is you can truly customize it however you want to customize it. So at this point, I haven't done anything with these yet. I might make a couple more tags out of this one just because this one is so cute and it doesn't really need any decorating. In fact, you know, let's do that. Let's do 3 tags out of this one. You do also have your number bits that's going to be part of your kit, so you can add whatever birthday numbers you want out of your big bits. The only one I'm not using at this point is going to be this one, just because size-wise it's kind of big. But again, with tag albums, what is fun is if you want to, you can have things like overhang on out the sides of your tag album. And you can do multiple sizes, and you can do skinny ones, you can do, you know, chunky tag, like there's all kinds of things you can do. So those, I did already cut the rest of my tags, but let me go ahead and do these very quickly. So I'm just taking one of my covers, kind of lining it up at the top, and then just with my knife cutting those off, and then apparently losing every pencil I own, and just marking where I need to, hopefully marking where I need to punch my hole. Okay. And keeping in mind that this one is directional, so let's not, you know, cut our tags upside down. Okay. There's that. And I will grab my punch and go ahead and just punch my holes. And when I was cutting my corners off and doing my holes on every single one of these, I did each one individually with this to ensure that they're going to line up, rather than like doing one and then using that piece of cardstock or pattern paper to do the rest of them. I didn't want to do it that way, just to ensure that they're going to line up the way I want them to. But again, the beauty of this is if they don't line up exactly like you want, literally all you have to do is trim a little bit off your tag. It's that simple. So, okay, what we're gonna do. So for the front tag, and we'll do this very last just in case we decide to make any changes, I've got this little squiggle piece out of the big bits that's going to go on there, and then these 2 pieces of ephemera from the big bits that are also going to go on there. Your piece I had you back on the craft cardstock and fussy cut, we are actually going to end up lining up and punching a hole in this top balloon. So this is going to kind of swing free on the front of the tag album. But we're going to do all that last. Okay. So for the rest of this, we're going to kind of go in just the order I've got them stacked. The only thing for sure I want is one of the balloon tags. I do want it, I need the scoreboard. I do want it right behind that acrylic cover, okay? I do need the scoreboard because we did cut these 4x6 pieces that we're going to make little booklets with. So any of them that are 4x6, you're going to score at 3 inches. And then fold and burnish. I did not go through and pre-score these, I meant to. And then as far as the cut aparts, you can, and that's I believe what I'm going to do here, rather than trim these down so that you have that border, I'm actually going to leave them covering the entire thing, just so it doesn't take away from my piece here. And what I most likely am going to do on some of these, not all of them, but like this one in particular, which I did need to actually cut that down a little bit, I can put that on there and put this on top, and then, you know, you've got your cute little photo spots inside your little booklet, but you're matted back behind it, okay? So those are cut to kind of like the biggest I would use them at, but we can always change them out if we want to, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead, and actually I think that might be the better way to do this, honestly, is let's go ahead and build all of our little tag flap pieces. Okay, now I just filled this and now it's gonna like go everywhere, because of course it is. I didn't overfill it, so why is it fighting me? Ugh, okay, not a big deal, just more annoying than anything. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to put that one back with this one. This guy is going to go on here with this. So that little 2-inch strip we had left over from the balloon tags and our little border piece that we cut off, I did just cut those into some little 4-inch long pieces so that I could do something similar with those, that they're just going to be like an accent strip. And otherwise, I'm going to put those cut aparts on those little booklets so that they cover entirely. Okay, I then cut just some 3x4 photo mats that are just going to go randomly. This one, because I didn't want this happy birthday friend, unless of course you're giving this to a friend, I didn't want to use that cut apart, so we're just going to do that like this. You could add photo mats on the inside there if you wanted to. So again, I've got another photo mat. This one, we're going to trim down, which we'll come back and do that. So we're going to kind of go through, find everything that needs scored and assembled, and do all of those in one go. And again, you know, this is probably more process than, you know, full-on tutorial, because tag albums, you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to add that guy on there. We've got the big tag that is part of the big bits. We're going to leave that as is. This is our other cut apart that I had you leave attached, and we're going to do the exact same thing with this one. And if you don't want to do it that way, you don't have to. On the back of this one, I've got one of the big bits and a photo mat. Okay, this one, we have got this 4 1/4 by 12 piece. Okay, so we're going to score this at 4 inches and 8 inches. And I'm going to fold and burnish. Burnish, because this is going to be like an accordion fold. Fold that way. And burnish. Because this will literally go on like this. So we can pull it out and you see your whole little border piece. And then on the back side, I've got 2 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 mats that I can put in here to mat these. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put those in. This we haven't glued on yet. This guy's going on the back side. Or on a side, it doesn't necessarily matter. Okay, this is one of our 4x8, and again, we're going to score this in half at 4 inches. Fold and burnish, and we're going to do the exact same thing that we're doing with the 3x4s, that this is going to cover the entire front of this little booklet piece. Little flap is what it's going to end up being, but you know what I mean. Okay. And again, and like I said, I literally just kind of stacked these up. We do not have to put these in the order I've got them in right now. The only one that I was kind of set on how I wanted it was the one of the balloon tags going in the very, very front so that you see it through the cover. Okay. Oops. And that's just a photo mat. That cut apart, we're just going to do flat. Oops, I got 2 there. This one has a booklet. And again, if you want to make all of them booklets, if you don't want to make any of them booklets, you want to, you know, just trim them down and use them as mats, you can absolutely do that. It is entirely up to you. Okay. That one's good. Again, 3 inches. Keep in mind too, as we go through and start assembling this and then decorating, we also have our entire sticker sheet as well. So you've got lots and lots of things. So this little guy out of the big bits, we are actually going to end up trimming once we figure out how we want to lay that out. Again, this is the 4x8. And if I'd thought about this the other night, which admittedly, when I kind of settled on how I was doing this, it was very late on a weeknight where I had to work the next day. So I had to come down here this morning and figure out what I had decided on the other night, which is not usually how I do this, but that's just how it worked this time. Okay, I think this is the last of our little booklet pieces. And that's the other thing. For like these little 3x4 photo mats that I've got going on here, you don't have to do them out of the craft. You could do them out of, you know, any of the pattern paper. This literally, did I just score that wrong? Yes. Oh my gosh. Seriously. You can literally do this however you want. You can assemble it how you want. You can decorate it how you want. If you've never done one before and you want to just follow along the way I'm doing it, go for it. Okay. So now, I'm going to flip my little stack back over. The way I have these stacked up, if you did want to do this the same, I've got, of course, the birthday balloons first, and then I alternate colors on my blue and my yellow. You can alternate whether the dot side is up or facing down if you want to do it that way. And then we'll filter in these guys as well. But at this point, we're gonna kind of just go through. Oh, that's the other thing we didn't do. So we've got these two 4x6 cut aparts. My plan on these is to make these into tags as well and put them in there, which that with these three is going to give us a total of 20 tags, which is a super chunky, super fun tag album. So let me go ahead and do these two as well. So let's start with this guy, because this guy is going to be fairly straightforward. I'm going to do it leaving this guy at the bottom. We're going to end up cutting off part of where it says place stamp here, but you know what? It's fine. Here's my thing. There it is. Okay. And then I just need to decide which end I'm going to lose the least amount of stuff. So I think I'm going to do it on the end where Piglet is, because otherwise I'm cutting off part of Winnie the Pooh's rear end. Which, no, don't want to do that. So, okay. We also have the 5 tiny small tags from the cut aparts that, again, we will just filter in when this whole thing gets put together. So at this point, let's go ahead and punch our holes on both of these. I need to get a new one of these if I can find one, because I think it's getting dull. And I'm not sure how you would, you know, I know people say, oh, punch it in foil. Honestly, I've never felt like that works. But, so I'm going to set all those aside. I'm going to set that back off here. Put that in the drawer. I'm going to grab my trimmer again, just so I've got it ready. And we're going to just start assembling and putting things in order. So I want to leave that as is. I want this on the back. However, I want just a strip of this. I think I only want a strip of this on there. So I'm going to cut that to 4 inches. I'm going to put this, I think, across the bottom here, just because we've got like just a little bit of owl's wings on there, kind of sticking out like that. And I don't love that, so I'm going to put this flush on the bottom, which you could just glue 3 sides and make it a pocket and tuck this in as well. I don't want to go that route. Okay, so I'm going to center that. First one's done. Put that to the side. Okay, our next one, I've got one of the blue tags. I've got a photo mat. So I'm going to go ahead and just put my photo mat flush on the front here. I can come back with my stickers later and decorate that. That's the other thing. You can pop things up. So if you wanted to take like foam tape and pop up that photo mat, you absolutely could. On this back side, we've got this guy. I think I'm going to take this scrap. Ooh, that's that one I cut really funky, isn't it? Oh, I know why. It's because that was the back side of the one I fussy cut. That's why. Okay, so this is just the leftover from where I fussy cut out good Lord, Pooh and the balloons. It's because I'm too busy watching the clock, because I have to leave here in like 30 minutes. for something. Okay. All right. This guy is going to go on here. If you've got twine or some very thin ribbon you wanted to add as closures, you can, but again, because it's a tag album, because it's kind of free, it's not going to like alligator on you or anything like that, you really don't need to. You can just glue that down and burnish that fold line really well, and for the most part they will stay closed. But because it's all going on a ring, it's not going to matter. Okay? All right. So Eeyore we will come back to. Let's do our other side here. So this one I am going to do as a pocket. Okay? So I'm going to put a very thin line on both edges and on the bottom, and it will just be a flat pocket. I'm going to put it about 1/4 of an inch up from the bottom. Okay? And you know, try to put it on there straight because that would be helpful. Okay, and then this one can just get tucked in there. I'm going to let it dry before I tuck it in. Okay, so Eeyore, as you can see, he is too wide for our tag. However, if you don't mind, you can leave him kind of dangling off the edges like that, or you can trim him down. Okay, so it would trim like this. So that's what I'm going to do. But again, it's entirely up to you. Whatever you think is going to work best for your project that you're going to be happy with. Okay, so I'm trimming off Eeyore's butt. I am going to glue mostly just kind of across the bottom here. I'm not going to glue the top part so that you could tuck a picture up underneath the top part of this. I'm going to put him the cut edge flush with that side. The bottom isn't quite touching on the bottom. Okay. I can come back over here, and I can tuck my little tag in and put that down. Okay, I think here, I have an order somehow. I think so. I don't know. Honestly, it doesn't matter because we can go through and reorder this however we choose at the end. Okay, so again, I'm going to do this one as a pocket. I'm going to do it about 1/4 of an inch up from the bottom. Okay, on the back side we've got Pooh and Piglet. So those I'm actually going to glue flat right in the middle. It'll just be a little decorative page. You could pop them up if you wanted to. We're going to put them like so, and then I can go around them and add stickers and decorate it and, you know, do whatever. Okay, and then I'm going to put one of my number tags. The number tags I think I am going to leave absolutely plain. I like the numbers on the front, I like the polka dots on the back. That's all we need to do. Okay, so this one we've got a photo mat on one side. Like so. On the back side we're putting this piece, and I am going to cut about 1/8 inch off of each side, roughly. I'm trying to get it kind of centered. I'm going to cut that much off the top and this much off of the bottom. So that we can put this on the back side here, have it fit without having to cut anything else off of it, so you get your whole little crossword piece. go. Okay. Not doing anything with that one. The next one, again, this is that piece. This is where I'm going to use one of these. So it's at 5. I'm going to cut a quarter, cut it down to 4 3/4 by 3 3/4 so that it will sit underneath this flap. And if you wanted to use the little gingham side, you absolutely could. It's up to you. Side of this one, again, we have a photo mat. I'm actually going to put that aside. I think I was just kind of, you know, going, well, that could go there, and this could go here, and, you know, how one does when you're designing a project. Okay. All right, so this guy, we're going to just glue. We've already done our mats on the inside here. We're going to glue this back part down. And this is going to run side to side on the tag itself. Except I got it crooked. And I'm just going to put it down about like so. Okay, so this will pull out. On the back side, we've got Pooh and his balloon, and I'm going to put him kind of in this bottom corner. So I'm going to put glue on the bottom, and I'm going to put glue on this outside edge of that balloon. Okay. Like so. Next balloon tag, I'm going to leave the front as is. On the back side, we've got our 4x4 flap. And again, I'm just going to kind of line it up on that edge, center it top to bottom. And there we go. Okay. This one we're going to do another pocket with this one. And again, we're going to do the pocket up about 1/4 inch. And I'm going to put it on the, oh my gosh, how do I keep moving those? The non-polka dot side. I'm going to put my photo mat on the polka dot side. It's at this point, I really wish I had done a Winnie the Pooh birthday for my son when he was younger. Never did. But I have pictures of me with Winnie the Pooh on my 40th birthday. So that's me. And I absolutely could do that because I could do 4, 0, and a TH, and I could do this as my 40th birthday album from like 10 years ago. So there we go. All right. Our next one, we've got just a cut apart that we're going to do flat. I put the flowers with it thinking I might put the flowers. Actually, I am going to put the flowers. I like that up in that corner like that. Even though I'm pretty sure that means the flowers are upside down. Honestly, it's fine. Yep, I'm going to do it just like that. And those I am going to pop up, I think. And because I'm only popping up like 1 or 2 things in this one at this point, I don't know if there's going to be foam squares in this kit. There might be. It just kind of depends. If I end up popping up a whole bunch of stuff, then yes. If this ends up being the only thing, pretty sure we all have a plethora of foam squares in our stash. Okay. All right. Back side of this is getting one of our little booklets. Like so. This one, I want to put streamers behind it. This one I'm only going to cut a little bit off of. So I just cut 1/8 of an inch off. So it's going to sit pretty much like that. Okay. And honestly, what would be kind of fun with this too is if you picked up the Winnie the Pooh or Classic Pooh birthday card kit, Simple Stories kit, which I do have in the store. They are completely sold out at Simple Stories. So if you want one, now would be the time. It would be fun to take that and to make those into tags or make those into card fronts. Or, you know, make the cards, attach the cards to the tags. I know what I'm trying to say. It would be absolutely adorable. What have I done? I glued this shut somehow? Barely, yes. Okay, so this one, this guy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attach Pooh, and then we'll trim off Piglet and we'll put him up above. Okay, so I've got glue about where I think it's gonna trim. Scissors, turn this over, trim Piglet off, and Piglet's gonna go up here like so. Yeah, we're gonna do it like that. Or we could do, that's exactly how we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna take that flower off of here. So these two I will actually end up clipping back together just to ensure I have that continuity between them. But we're going to go ahead and put our photo mat on this one. Like so, and then we will glue Piglet at the bottom so that he is across from Pooh. And then I had this little guy we're going to put on there that is also in the Big Bits. It says happy birthday to me. Okay, so there we go. So those two we will keep together. Kind of like that. I don't remember if that was what my original plan was. I think I was just going to split it and like do part of it in one spot and part in the other, but I really think I like that better. So I'm going to clip these two back together so that I know I need to keep those together when I'm putting everything else in the order that I decide on. Okay. So again, I'm going to decide if this I don't think I like that, and I don't want to do it with that one. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Turn this one over, and then we'll do that with this one. So I'm going to cut this one down to 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. We're going to put this on the back here. And then here. And then we'll do our photo mat on the top of this one. Alright, so at this point I've got 2 more of just the normal tags. I've got 3 of these left. So actually I can do that same thing on these 3. I'm going to leave those as is, the other ones as is. We've still got this left. If you wanted to continue to add tags, you can absolutely do that. So these I'm going to go ahead and do to 3 3/4 by 4 3/4 and do that same thing. This one. And then our photo mat. And then, yeah, that's okay. I don't hate that. Just because we haven't used that little game anywhere. And here. And then for the final one, we're going to do the balloons facing out against the back tag. And then we'll do this guy on here. Honestly, I think I'm going to just, well, okay, I'm going to clip this back on here because at this point I'm not sure if I want to just leave it like that. Well, I could do it like that and then just put that one on there. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to put it at the top. Okay, all right, so now we can go back through, figure out what order you want to put these in, filter in our other 2 number tags, and go at it with your stickers and the rest of your big bits. So we've got some streamers, we've got a couple of hearts, we've got 1 flower, and then of course your other tags, you can filter in those as well. But before we do that, I want to take one of our acrylic bases. We're going to get the backing off. So if you've got the little vinyl weeding tool that I highly, highly recommend. I love it. It's amazing. We're going to go ahead and take our backing off of this. Okay. So, when it is put together, of course, this will sit right behind it. We're going to put this guy on here. Kind of to this side. We're going to put this guy and this guy, okay? He is going to dangle across the front, okay? So, to attach these, I recommend either, why do I not have my tape runner in here? Because I didn't put it away from last weekend. Okay. Either the, oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Along with my normal cutting mat. Okay. So, The Easy Runner Grand Ultra Permanent is totally clear. Okay. This will hold beautifully on the front of one of these. You can also use glossy accents, or you can use Nouveau Crystal Glaze. Okay. They hold. It will keep your stuff on top of your acrylic just fine. I am going to use, well, if it wants to actually work. Oh my gosh, seriously. Okay, is it catching on something? Feels like it's catching on something. Okay. This is not playing nicely with me today. Why is this not turning for me? Because it is literally catching on there. That's why. Okay. Alright, hopefully that fixes it. Nope. Apparently not. One of these days I will make it through an entire tutorial where I don't have something like this that I have to sit and write with, I promise. Okay, you know what? I'm going to grab a new one because I don't know why it's doing that. It's going to make me crazy. Okay. Okay. Clearly at some point it got gunked up and it doesn't want to play nicely. There we go. Much better. Okay. So, now that I have tape literally everywhere. Okay. Make sure I don't have anything sticking out. I'm going to line this up on here like so, and then I can see, you barely see that adhesive on there. Okay. And if it bothers you, I totally get it. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing on this guy. He's going to kind of come up like so. And then our birthday sign. We're going to kind of put down like that. Now, you will see it from the back. What you can do if you would like is if you can find a sticker on here that you want to put over this. So like I could take this one and kind of put him in there, and it's going to mostly cover up that adhesive. I could add the other balloons on this up here. It doesn't bother me, okay? In the grand scheme of things, this is not a big deal. Okay. Now, what I want to do is you're going to turn this wrong side up. Get your balloon even with the top of the tag. And then, because I buried the other pencil over here somewhere, I'm going to mark on there where this is going to go. And then go ahead and punch my hole. Okay. So then when we put this on the ring, I'm just going to do this just to demonstrate. He kind of flies loose on the front, And there you go. Okay. All right, so at this point, decide what order you want to put your tags in. Add whatever stickers you want to add, and you are done with your tag album. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. If you have purchased the kits, any of the kits, not just this kit, any of my kits, I appreciate it very much. You know, my end goal is at some point to be able to do this full time. And this is how I'm going to get there, is by selling lots of kits to you guys so I can expand out and sell just the papers and things too. But that's going to take some logistics because I don't know where I'm going to put all of that stuff at this point. But we'll get it figured out eventually. But for now, thank you for supporting me, for supporting my store, supporting my channel. Even if you don't buy the kits, watching, liking, subscribing, sharing the videos helps me out. And I'll see you guys again soon for another project.